Live from the KDKA Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh. This is KDKA-TV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Robert Martin. Stacy Smith and Kimberly Gill are off today. At the top of the news, a shooting in the Hill District scattering the quiet, less than 24 hours after Pittsburgh police announced a plan to reduce the violence in the city this summer.
And I'm Taylor Fife. A man was shot in the back on Bedford Avenue and remains in critical condition. There have been 44 homicides in the city so far this year, compared to 46 for all of last year. The city wants to put more officers on foot patrol in communities hit hard by violence, but community groups want a broader approach.
The fear is real, as you see the type of shootings and homicides that's going on in our community. North Side, an example, a lot of that's retaliation. People are afraid. So when people are afraid and fear of their lives, then you're going to find that. We need to be able to create a synergy where law enforcement can have relationships with the community.
18 of this year's 44 homicides have been solved.
Pittsburgh Public Safety Department has released the 2013 crime status report. It details the amount of juvenile crime in our area. Anchor Taylor Fife has more on the story.
Sonia Toller, Public Information Officer and spokesperson for the City of Pittsburgh, provided a shocking report on juvenile crime in our area.
Well, last year we had a total arrest of 1,836. Those were teens between the ages of 10 to 17.
So what can be done this year to lower the number of juvenile crimes and steer youth away from violence? Sonia Toller offered her advice.
There has to be opportunities presented to young people. You cannot dream what you cannot see. So when they are exposed to opportunities for a better life, they tend to aspire to do things and have value in themselves. And that's really what we're missing in this society today.
It is apparent that juvenile crime in Pittsburgh is a very important issue that should not be ignored. I'm Taylor Fife reporting from downtown for KDKA-TV News.
Sonia Toller also said efforts from the police, the community, and the individual are key factors that can guide teens away from a life of crime and violence. We now know who was found dead in Northview Heights on Sunday. It's James Nelson of the North Side. His body was found in some woods near Penford Street. It's still not clear how he died. He's the third person to die in Northview Heights in a matter of days.
A man from West Mifflin was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison for stabbing his wife. Anthony Hawkins was given credit for the 3.5 years he's already spent in jail. In February, he pleaded guilty to assault. In exchange, prosecutors dropped an attempted murder charge against him. Hawkins stabbed his wife several times at a home in Homestead in 2011.
A Moon Township man will spend up to 6 years in prison for a deadly hit and run in Leedsdale. Chantel Harvey drove over Charles Britt on Route 65 last year. Britt had pulled over and gotten out of his car while having a fight with a passenger. Harvey hit Britt as she stood on the side of the road and kept going. Police said both men were drunk.
A man is accused of attacking his girlfriend at their home, then duct taping her arm so she couldn't leave. Gary Chazansky of Butler Township is charged with assault and restraint. Police officers responding to a report of a domestic dispute at the couple's home found the woman tied up in a bedroom. We've also learned this is not the first time police have been called to the home due to violence. Welfare. The word itself sparks controversy, but really, what is it? Malik Banks reports.
Welfare is defined by the government as aid provided to individuals who cannot support themselves. The word welfare comes with many opinions and stereotypes on what it is and what it includes.
Anyone who needs it, I guess if you're out of work, you've got families, children that you need to take care of. That's kind of what I think of when I think of welfare, someone who's kind of searching for a job, maybe a single mom or a single father that needs assistance.
I do think there are a lot of people that abuse the welfare system. I think people are able to work and choose not to. I think people use having children as an excuse to get additional welfare.
People that are trying to get themselves on their feet. I mean, there's no economical or ethnic or any other type of qualification or thing that I think that would be, holding or should hold a person down.
People go through times and seasons in their life where they need assistance. And I don't think we, unfortunately, live in a community now where people help each other out like they used to. So I think that government needs to come in and assist people that are going through hardship.
It depends on their circumstance, really. I think that if people are trying to make a better life for themselves and get a job and improve themselves, then as long as that takes.
Welfare, a system that is more than just food stamps and financial aid. I'm Malik Banks reporting from downtown for KDKA-TV News.
The Episcopal Diocese of Pittsburgh says its clergy may officiate weddings for gay couples and sign their marriage certificates. The Post-Gazette reports Bishop Dorsey McConnell announced the change in a letter to clergy. The diocese says this does not mark a change in church teachings or the bishop's position on same-sex marriage. It merely gives the clergy who would choose to perform wedding for the gay couples the power to issue legally binding marriage certificates.
In Monroeville, work begins tonight at 7 on Monroeville Boulevard. Crews are working between Stroshine and Pitcairn Roads. Traffic will be reduced to 1 lane each way until mid-September.
Microsoft is suing Samsung as a part of a patent sharing agreement. Samsung is supposed to pay Microsoft a royalty for every Android smartphone it sells. But Microsoft is claiming Samsung did not pay on time last fall and is now refusing to pay interest on the late payment. Microsoft says Samsung was making payments until Microsoft announced it was buying Nokia's smartphone business last fall. No comment at this time from Samsung.
If you're okay with sharing a flash drive with others, you just might want to consider. New research shows the USB port on your computer can be directly used to steal your information or infect your computer. Researchers found that anything connected using a USB can be reprogrammed to take control of your computer. It can also pose as a network card and reroute your internet so someone can spy on what you're doing, opening you up to identity theft. Researchers also found the same thing can happen if you let someone charge their Android device using your computer's USB port. I don't know about you, but I'm very interested in hearing this weather forecast.
I know. London?
Thank you, Robert. Today was a very sunny, pleasant day outside. But will that continue through the weekend? Stay tuned for KDKA-TV News and weather.
If you enjoy going fishing, you'll want to hear what's killing off a popular fish in a nearby state.
And one type of restaurant is making more money in Pennsylvania than any other. Those stories and more are coming up right after the break.
Giant Eagle is having a huge free event this week. Find great prices across the store. What's for dinner this week? How about chicken breasts? All small packs of fresh boneless chicken breasts are buy one, get one free. For dessert, try fresh strawberries or mix and match select varieties of Pepperidge Farm layer cakes, Luigi's Italian Ice, or Edie's ice cream. All buy one, get one free. And now get free Lisinopril blood pressure medication in our pharmacy with a prescription. The huge free event. That's another Giant Eagle advantage.
Hancock County Savings Bank will finance your land purchase, helping you build your dream home. Call to learn more about our mortgage and construction loans. At Hancock County Savings Bank, we stood the test of time, and we look forward to turning your dreams into reality.
It's the model year end. And we're unleashing the 2014 Nissan Altimas. Bottom line, Altima is the most exciting sedan on the road.
During Nissan's Bottom Line, choose Altima just $189 per month or get 0% APR.
Innovation that excites.
Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Some frightening moments when a United airplane filled with smoke on its way from Newark to Pittsburgh. A passenger told us the inside of United Express Flight 4913 cabin filled with smoke just after 9 Tuesday evening.
The plane landed safely and passengers were forced to get off the plane and onto the runway. Shuttles then took the passengers to the gate. According to the Tribune Review, firefighters did not find a fire or the cause of smoke. The runway was closed for about half an hour.
It was a bumpy and terrifying ride for passengers on board an Elegant Air flight departing Florida. Severe turbulence caused the plane to make an emergency landing. The plane is said to have rapidly dropped 11,000 feet in just a few minutes. A flight attendant was injured, as well as 3 other passengers, including one who was not wearing a seatbelt. Most universities recommend high school students to take the SAT, but does it really make a difference? Unique Miles went in search of answers.
Students are concerned with the long, nerve-wracking SAT tests that seem difficult. Admissions counselor Alaire Shabrinsky for Point Park University says the results of the test are very important.
I do think preparation is definitely critical, especially in regards to the SAT. I think it's important for students to, be involved with an SAT prep course, go out to Barnes & Noble, buy an SAT, book test to kind of go over some sample questions to help prepare you for it.
Shabrinsky thinks SAT scores are important, but it's not the end all.
We're not just evaluating you based off of your SATs. You do have to have a certain GPA. And if you do fall below our minimum requirements, we have what's called the Smart Start program.
Programs like Smart Start benefit students who might not reach SAT requirements.
2-week program before classes begin in the fall, and it basically helps students to prepare for the transition from high school to college.
Point Park University says that SAT scores are one of the many things they consider when admitting high school students. I'm Unique Miles reporting from Oakland for KDKA-TV News.
Students that meet benchmark requirements have a 77% chance of being admitted, while those who do not have about a 56% chance.
New technology is helping diners in the Gulf Coast figure out where their dinner came from. A nonprofit group is working with restaurants in New Orleans to let diners track the fish they order. With a click of a button, a profile pops up including the fisherman who caught the seafood and a map that shows exactly where it was caught.
We are all gravitating towards making the consumer understand where our fish comes from, what it is, so we can guarantee them that what they have on the menu, what they're eating, is really what it is.
The group says by tracking which fish was caught in the area, they are helping to support local fishermen and the local economy.
A virus that can kill fish has been found in several West Virginia waterways. The largemouth bass virus was found in the Ohio River, but so far, no fish kills have been reported. This virus is found in many, but only affects the bass. The Division of Natural Resources is working to prevent the disease from spreading to other bodies of water.
After a long day at work, who wouldn't want their car to drive them home? Self-driving cars are in the works, and more Americans are apparently getting on board. A new study finds 56% of Americans have positive opinions of self-driving cars. While the majority of people think it's a good idea, most are still hesitant about getting in one for now. Just 11% of those surveyed said they would not be concerned about riding in a self-driving car. African American men and women have always struggled with deciding if natural hair is okay to wear in the business setting. London Reese-Scaife reports why that decision continues to be a personal one.
Did you ever try and change your hair because you believed you wouldn't be able to get the job? When Irvin Dyer, a former Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reporter, was looking for another position, he decided to cut his dreads off until he landed a new position at the University of Pittsburgh.
Before I came to Pitt, I knew that I was starting a new job. And I knew that it would be in public relations, which is more of a corporate environment. So I didn't grow my dreads immediately because I didn't know how tolerant this workplace would be to more African or African-American hairstyles.
After a few years on the job, he decided to express himself and let his hair grow back.
But when I came here and I started to report and to write, it is a university campus. The office wasn't too conservative, and so I did decide to grow my hair back into dreads. And so far, so good.
Kelly Allen, the owner of Divine Hair Salon, agrees that natural hair can be worn in certain work environments.
It also stems from, what people say is not professional for that position, as opposed to being out in the streets and just carrying yourself a total different way.
Kelly Allen, owner of Divine Hair Salon, says natural hair can be business casual depending on the style. I'm London Reese-Scaife reporting from Penn Hills for KDKA-TV News.
When it comes to cuisine, it appears every state has its favorite. A new study from Estately shows that when the types of restaurants are broken down, the most prominent kind of diner in Pennsylvania is Italian. The same can be said for our neighbors in West Virginia and New York. In Ohio, pub food appears to be a favorite. Here's an interesting one that made the list. The most prominent type of cuisine in Massachusetts, donuts.
Life in a dumpster is much cooler for a Texas professor. Since February, Jeff Wilson has been conducting an experiment. He's living in a 36-square-foot trash bin with a sleeping bag and lights inside. Yesterday, he finally got an air conditioner. It's the second phase of his experiment, where typical household appliances are introduced in environmentally friendly ways. Students say this experiment is teaching them the valuable life lessons.
The most important thing that I've learned is that you can live happily with less. I've learned to be green. I learned to not litter, to not mess with Texas.
This upgrade could not come at a better time. The dumpster can reach temperatures as high as 103 degrees on hot days. New information when women should have mammograms may cause confusion. We'll explain coming up next.
Lots of great activities coming up this weekend. London Rescape will let you know if the weather is going to wash them out.
Want to take your dorm room from plain to insane? Then you gotta go to Ross. You'll find everything you need for so much less. Look at all the great stuff we got. And we saved so much. You'll get organized, colorized, and accessorized. Looks amazing. Totally. So if you want to save a bunch and be the envy of your dorm, you gotta go to Ross. You gotta go to Ross.
Want to make a difference in your child's education?
Parents are advocates for their students. They want to do what's best.
A tuition-free online school program powered by K-12 could really benefit them.
The K-12 curriculum can work for any child at any level.
K-12 is individualized to fit any student, including advanced learners and students from kindergarten to college prep.
Agora Cyber Charter School is accepting statewide enrollments in Pennsylvania. Call today or go online for more information.
Tempur-Pedic mattresses starting as low as $19 per month, only at Mattress World.
A new study adds to the debate about mammograms for women for ages 75 and older. Researchers found older women whose cancer was detected by mammography had a 10% higher 5-year survival rate than those women whose cancer was detected by themselves or their doctors. Currently, the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force does not recommend mammograms for this age group.
Researchers at Pitt predict hepatitis C will eventually become a rare disease. About 1 in every 100 Americans has it right now. It's a chronic illness that affects the liver. But, based on new screening guidelines and highly effective drug treatments, researchers predict the viral infection could become rare within about 20 years. A new study is showing the United States is the fattest nation in the world, even as we lead with the most diet plans. Durante Buckner explains.
Across America, far too many people are suffering from obesity that can lead to serious health problems or even death. Felicia Lane Savage is a certified yoga instructor that believes the problem is complicated.
There's a sundry of answers, just old bad habits more than anything, and I think it's generational in terms of passing down bad habits of eating the wrong types of foods or too overeating, as well as being inactive, just that being culturally passed down from generation to generation.
Savage says one of the keys to eliminating obesity is becoming and staying active.
Our bodies were made to move, and I believe that, in terms of my philosophy of life, I believe God made us in His image, and that is to be fit and healthy. Understand we're in our human form, so we're born and our body is decaying, but we have an obligation, an individual obligation to eat proper food, get proper rest, and exercise.
According to government officials, lack of exercise and improper nutrition continue to be the problem for some American people. I'm Durante Buckner, reporting from downtown for KDKA-TV News.
Cars floated like pool toys on the side of the highway following flash flooding in northwest Las Vegas yesterday. At least 30 vehicles became stranded along Interstate 95. Rescue crews had to work quickly to free people from their submerged cars. Get out! Hurry! The city is currently working on a $17 million storm drainage system. Officials hope that will stop the road from flooding in the future. No one was hurt. Speaking of flooding, is there any rain in the forecast, London?
Don't be giving away my secrets, Taylor. Today was a very sunny day outside, very pleasant. I saw a lot of people walking around today. Today we had a high of 78 and a low of 55. Our current temperatures right now are 74 degrees with a humidity of 44, and the winds, I'm sorry. The winds are going north at 7 miles per hour. When you wake up Friday morning, you will see that it is 57 degrees with a light patchy fog, which you'll be able to drive through. Then towards lunch, it will be 74 degrees with mostly sunny, so you can go out to eat. And then late day, you should catch the Pirates game because it's going to be 80 degrees outside today with seasonal sun. It says for the weekend it's going to be very pleasant, so you should really go outside and do the Pirates game, or go along a walk along the river at least. So just to recap, tonight it will get as low as 57 degrees, and tomorrow it will get as high as 80. For our 5-day forecast, we have Friday with 80 degrees, then Saturday with 81 degrees, Sunday with 48, Monday with 77, and then Tuesday with 78. But for Friday, we have a pleasant sun. Then as we go to the weekdays and we get towards Tuesday and Monday, it's going to rain.
You know, London, I'm definitely looking to go out and have a good walk in the park again.
Yeah, you should go to the park.
Next time you play Scrabble, there are some new words you can choose. Selfie and hashtag are now part of the Scrabble dictionary. So are emo, bling, and mixtape. Merriam-Webster publishes the official Scrabble dictionary. They say the updated game list includes 5,000 new words. The 5th edition of the Scrabble dictionary is now on sale.
Money donated to a memorial fund for Rocco, the Pittsburgh police dog, will be used to buy 24 protective vests for other police dogs. The Tribune Review reports the fund raised $95,000. Rocco died in January after stabbed by a suspect. Police officers say they're hoping to raise thousands more to build a memorial to fallen police dogs. The Pirates and Steelers are making national headline news at this time for very different reasons. Malik Banks will soon be along with all the information you need to know.
Plus, you'll want to stick around to hear about an annual workshop entering its 31st year that does more than teach journalism.
Giant Eagle is having a huge free event this week. Find great prices across the store. What's for dinner this week? How about chicken breasts? All small packs of fresh boneless chicken breasts are buy one, get one free. For dessert, try fresh strawberries or mix and match select varieties of Pepperidge Farm layer cakes, Luigi's Italian Ice, or Edie's ice cream. All buy one, get one free. And now get free lisinopril blood pressure medication in our pharmacy with a prescription. The huge free event. That's another Giant Eagle advantage.
Hancock County Savings Bank will finance your land purchase, helping you build your dream home. Call to learn more about our mortgage and construction loans. At Hancock County Savings Bank, we've stood the test of time, and we look forward to turning your dreams into reality.
It's the model year end. And we're unleashing the 2014 Nissan Altimas. Bottom line, Altima is the most exciting sedan on the road.
During Nissan's Bottom Line, choose Altima just $189 per month or get 0% APR.
Innovation that excites.
Shop ChooseNissan.com.
The KDKA Sports Report is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network.
You know, Taylor, I really enjoyed myself at the Pirates game last night.
Me too. I'm looking forward to hearing more about sports with Malik.
Thanks, Taylor. Despite being right in the thick of things in the National League Central Division, the Pirates have some major injury concerns, foremost among them Andrew McCutchen, the NL MVP. According to the Post-Gazette, McCutchen is likely headed to the 15-day disabled list with a bad oblique injury, all due innocently enough on a sacrifice fly to left field which drove Josh Harrison and tied the game at 2. McCutchen grabbed his left oblique area and was in clear-cut pain. He went to the dugout, then was helped to the clubhouse. This injury has the potential to sideline him for 3 to 4 weeks. Now, it's not clear if in any way his injury is tied to him taking that 95-mile-per-hour fastball to the spine. The Steelers are one of the hottest tickets in the NFL. Business Times reports the Steeler has the 10th hottest ticket of 2014, with an average home game ticket price of $236. The Steelers are sold out for every home game, sending fans looking for seats on the secondary market. On the road, the Steelers are the league's second top draw, increasing ticket prices by an average of 44%. Meantime, Steeler training camp continues at St. Vincent College. The team was off today, but they'll practice again tomorrow. They're off Friday to head to New York for their first preseason game. That game is Saturday against the Giants. The following Saturday, they're at home against Buffalo. On August 21st, they're in Philadelphia. And on the 28th, they're back at home against Carolina. Watch every preseason game here on KDKA. When the Steelers play the Giants, they will not face Giant leading rusher and #1 pick from a couple years ago, David Wilson. He's still recovering from neck surgery. Today, the Giants issued a statement that Wilson would be risking serious consequences if he should ever try to play football again. David Wilson, just a while ago, announced that his football career is over. Meanwhile, the big news of the day took place at Bengals camp in Cincinnati, where quarterback Andrew Dalton agreed to a 6-year contract for $115 million. He'll get all the guaranteed money of this deal. That's $18 million right now. The Bengals believe he's on the verge of becoming the franchise quarterback. It looks like the day of coaches examining actual photos on NFL sidelines are coming to an end. Tablets were allowed for the first time during this year's Hall of Fame game. The digital sideline viewing photo system is now an option to replace printed images. There will be 13 on each sideline and another 12 in the coach's box. The tablets aren't connected to the internet, and the data is locked up so no one can steal data. The word out of Cleveland today is that former Pitt offensive lineman Jason Pinkston has been released. Pinkston started 24 games for the Browns over the past 3 seasons. But back in 2012, he was diagnosed with a blood clot in his lungs. That problem has returned over the past couple of months. Pinkston now says that this is a serious concern and might not lend him missing the entire season, but to end his whole entire career. That's really too bad about Jason. I'm sorry about it.
I know, I hope he gets better. In other news, an annual journalism workshop held by the Pittsburgh Black Media Federation is underway. Anchor Robert Martin has more on this unique program.
This is the 31st year of the Frank Bolden Urban Journalism Workshop. In this program, these lucky students are allotted time to train and receive professional experience under their belt alongside the professionals themselves. Allegra Battle Johnson, audio journalist at American Urban Radio Network and graduate of the program, has returned year after year as an instructor.
I would have never imagined that I would be giving back like this. And I think it's very important what Mr. Chris Moore and Ms. Ola say about each one teach one, and that's what we're really doing.
In addition to radio, there are 4 other sections: web design, TV broadcasting, photography, and print. One young journalist in the print section, rising senior Alexa Porsche, says that this program will benefit her in the long run.
I think it'll be helpful writing papers for the school year and for college, like taking different courses and learning how to work on a deadline really efficiently.
In this workshop, these students learn that they can turn their dreams into reality. Elaine Effort, one of the original members of the PBMF workshop, explains why she continues to be a part of the program.
I have continued to accept the challenge because I see the value in it. I see the payoff.
Whether it be learning how to speak on the radio or the proper way to write a lead, these young journalists are experiencing the true definition of professionalism. I'm Robert Martin, reporting from Point Park University for KDKA-TV News.
Graduation for the Frank Bolden Urban Journalism Workshop will take place this Saturday at Point Park University Library at 10 a.m.
The Frank Bolden Urban Journalism Workshop students would like to thank the following sponsors for their assistance, starting with the Heinz Endowment and this station, KDKA, for their financial support.
The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, the Pittsburgh Tribune Review, Sheridan Broadcasting, KQV, WQED, WPXI, and KDKA for personnel support.
And a big thank you to JCPenney of Monroeville providing clothing for the broadcast students. Hairstyle services by Deshandra and Chris Sullivan, owners of Crystal Beauty Barbershop in Wilkinsburg.
And a special thank you to former workshop student and present makeup artist Daniel Edmond for making us look good. That weather sounded so good. I'm interested in hearing more about it.
We're going to start off our weekend with high 80s, and then we're going to end Sunday with 78 degrees. Then again, remember the work week is going to be slow because we're going to have rain. So get out this weekend before it rains.
I think we should. Training camp is starting soon. That's it for the news right now. Thank you for joining us.
Now stay tuned for the Young and the Restless. You can get the latest news, weather, and sports anytime on your computer, phone, or tablet at KDKA.com, where KDKA is always on.
And please, don't forget to like and follow KDKA on Facebook and Twitter. We will see you this afternoon at 4.